Hey everyone, thanks for joining the video this morning, or this evening, wherever you are in the world. Um, I'll be here doing a real quick update on Bitcoin. I want to talk a little bit about what is going on here, what I think is happening, and then of course we'll talk about where we're going to be likely heading next. Before I get started, of course, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm here just giving my opinion on the market, and you're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, and of course doing your own research. All right, so let's just take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and go to my chart. I want to take a look at a couple levels that I'm paying attention to, and seeing what I think could potentially be happening next. All right, so basically what we really are in the middle of, we just had a 1 and a 2, and then we have our potential completion of the 3. What I haven't yet, I haven't yet agreed that this is the 3 yet. It could be that this is the 3 up here, but nonetheless, I'm still counting this as the 3, and then we do an ABC into a 4. Only reason why I don't like this is because this 4 would have happened way too fast. Because the amount of time it took to do the 1, 2, I mean, you can see the amount of time it took to finish this 2 versus the amount of time it has taken for us to complete this 4. And it just doesn't really work well for me right now. So I'm not really married to this, but what I am married to is the fact that we are likely going to make another push for 9,000. Likely we are going to go higher. I've been talking about 92 to 9,500. I've been talking about that for a couple days now. But in order for that to really take shape, what has to happen next? And to illustrate that, I'm going to go real close in here, and I'm going to pay attention to a couple of the things that have happened here. All right, so we've got this move down here, which I'm calling is the bottom of that 4. Basically, what we could potentially be having here is an A, B, C, and then we could be doing another. So that would be into an A, and then we'd going into a B, and then we're going to be going into another C. That would make a little more sense. I would be more inclined to think that that is likely happening, which would put this 4 out here just a little bit further. As far as market psychology goes, what a lot of people were expecting is this to go, A, B, C, and then we're just going to kind of rip to the upside and just keep going. But what I think is potentially happening here is we have another A, B, and then a C, and then we're going to be doing an A and a B and a C. All right, so if this happens, then basically what we've got, we have this A, B, C, then we have another A, B, C, and then we're going to have another one here as an A, B, C. And how deep this goes, we really don't know. But what that would end up being is a much larger A, B, C on a higher degree. Okay, so that's something we have to pay attention to and something we have to look for. Now, that doesn't mean that that has to be what happens. Our first area of defense for this to be, instead of an A, B, C, for this to be, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not too clear, but it works itself out where this could be seen as a 5-wave impulse, so a smaller 1 on a larger degree in an upward trajectory. So that's an alternative. For that to be valid, we've got to hold this level here at 87.50. Basically, somewhere between 87.50 and 87.30, this level right here has to hold. If this does hold and we don't go lower than this, at least in the short term, and by short term I mean the next 2 days, if we stay above 87.50, we have a high degree of probability that we're going to be going higher. Okay, and how higher is going to, of course, be determined based off of our trend-based fib extension. Measure the first move and our pullback, and let's just say that it's a perfect world. We come right back here to the 618. Right now we're holding at the 50, but we did extend beyond the 618, so I do believe that we probably will pull back here to 87.50. If 87.50 holds, then I do believe that likely we are going to see a move up here to 9,500. likely we will see a push up there. Could be that we only get up here to about 9,300. So 9,300 would be where I'm interested to see where we finally get a rejection. Somewhere between 9,300, 9,500. That's going to be where I'm going to be looking at. Those are areas that are very interesting for me. And we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens. But nonetheless, this level right here at 94.50, that's going to be an algo target. Lots of confluence up there. Also, lots of confluence here at 9,000 again. It could be we just get a double top and we get stopped right there, dead in our tracks. But of course, a lot of this is going to be dependent on 87.50 holding. If 87.50 breaks, we're going to go back to the high 8500s again, and maybe, just maybe, we're going to be going down here to the algo targets, which I was discussing yesterday, down here 84.37, maybe 81.30. I'm not married to that yet. But nonetheless, let me just go ahead and clear this out and see if this makes technical sense for us to come down here to this algo target 84.37. So if we measure from this wave to this wave, and then we pull it back here, yeah, this is really only, we really have to hold between 8,600 and 8,700 in order for us to go up to that 9,500 mark. I would say at this point, if we break these lows here, then we're likely going to fall through 8,400 and 8,100. So I would say, at least for the time being, we have to hold 8,600. So 8,600, I think, is that level that we do need to hold for the time being for us to continue up to those 9,000 levels. But for right now, again, keeping an eye here at 87.50. If we do go down to 87.50, I would say that's going to be a decent correction, but I think it's going to be okay for a move back up above 9,000. Let's see here. Yeah, so from a macro standpoint, would we be working on a wave 3? All right, so I shared this information with our insured in the Discord a while back, and I actually don't believe that we are working on a wave 3. What I actually think is happening here is we've got more or less an A that we're working on here, and then we're going to be working on a B, and potentially coming back here, to these levels. And then I actually think we're probably going to go up to the 10,000 range, but I think that we're going to get a big rejection up here at the 93 to 9,500 range. I do think we are going to get a pullback here to the 7,600 level or so. And so that's going to be our 5 to go into the A. And then we're going to be putting in a 3 wave to the B, and then we're going to be doing another 5 wave to the upside. I do think that that is a high possibility that that is something that we do. I don't know if we're going to go so high as 11,000 yet, but this red range, I do think we will test this 2 times. So our first test will probably get a front run here at 9,500. And so that's going to basically be, and this is going to get really messy here. And actually, I'm going to remove this this wedge here because I hate to remove it because I do think it is a possibility. It's an alternative, but I do think what we're going to see is something like this. Probably going to get a move to the upside. That's going to be our 5 for an A, and then we're going to be putting in a 3. Probably down here to the 7,200 level for a B, and then I think it is very possible that we put in a C up here, and the geometry would make sense for us to come all the way back up here to about 10,600. So I am short-term bullish, but I do think we're going to have a serious pullback here. So I'm bullish to about 92 to 9,500. Then I'm going to be bearish down here to about 7,400. Then I'm going to be bullish up here to about 10,600, basically testing these highs again. So somewhere inside of this range, if we are to get up into this range, that's where I would turn bearish, and I would say that we're going to finally get a slower move down to that 5,800 mark, which I've been eyeing for quite some time. From a psychology standpoint, coming up here to 9,400 is getting everybody very bullish. Everybody's talking about going up to all new highs, that we're creating a cup here, that we're going to create a handle, and we're going to just launch. Everybody is super bullish, and everybody's talking about the halving, right? Bitcoin's halving on the block rewards, and that doesn't mean that the price is just going to continue moving up, right? We are not in the same type of market that we were, 4 years ago, right? It's a different type of market, and we have leverage trading, we have margin trading, we have futures trading, all of these things, options that we didn't have, several years ago, and we do have that now, right? So, people are just as fine making money on the way down as they are on the way up, and in order to make money, you have to have people sentiment flip, and that is happening here. That is happening here, guys. If we break 9,000 and we go up to 9,500, people are going to be talking about us going to 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, all-time high. And that is the area where you want to be selling. That's the area that you want to be getting out of trades. And so what's going to happen there is that we're going to start flipping, and we're going to go pretty deep. It's very possible that we break some of these levels and we go back down here into this red box. So we have this hot box down here that I had been outlining for quite some time. And this is where people are going to be talking about, okay, we're going to be going down to 3,000 again. We're going to be doing a double bottom. And that's where you buy in, right? It's all psychology. And then that's when we're going to be going up here to these levels between, 10,000, 10,400. That's when people are going to be going crazy. That's when people are going to say, see, I told you what we had. We had a 1, we had a 2, and now we're working on our 3. We're going to be going crazy sky high. And that's when people are going to get caught with their pants down up here at this 10,000 range. And this is likely where things are going to turn down, very negatively. Very negatively here in this range, and we're going to see move to the downside. Of course, we have alternates. We have to be prepared for all of these things to happen. And, we have to wait and see how this resolves up here. I think that we are still potentially in a complex 4 wave before we make this move up to the 5. I think that push up to that 9,000 level that we saw earlier today is likely just an expanded flat formation that's in the works. But I do think that we still will go up here to this range. Our algo target is sitting here at 9,400. So just watching that. It could take some time to work out, but that's where our algo target is sitting, and doesn't mean that it has to get hit there. It doesn't mean that it has to get there. Doesn't mean it has to stop there either. That's just where we're targeting, right? So, leverage long positions, be careful. I do think that we will get this move up here to at least 92 to 9,500. We've got a good cluster here that we're going to have to kind of chew through. But I think if we start chewing through this range up here, and then we see that pullback, the next time we go up to there, it's going to be easier for us to push through. It's going to be easier for us to push through and get up here into these levels where we had our crazy rejection. And I think we're going to get another rejection up here. Again, maybe we get a double top here at 9,500. If this is an A, we go down for the B. Maybe we get a rejection right here at the top of this red median. It's not a median, it's an expansion based off of the channel here. Very easy for us to get a double top here at 9,400 again. Again, we're going to have to just wait and see what happens. So I'm not rushing a move to all-time high again. I'm just playing the trades as I see them. I'm looking at a 3-hour chart here. I'm not looking at a daily or a weekly chart. I'm always talking about day trading and watching what things are doing in the short term. If you want my long-term view, then you need to be on the Discord and you need to be part of our community to get those views. But right now, I'm simply talking about short-term trades, and this is what I'm looking at. And Chris, I know you sent me an email. I'm going to get back to you, get an invite out to you. But so stay tuned for that. But again, I'm looking down here. I'll move to 87.50. Watch to see what happens there. If there's a bullish reaction off of that, then I do think we get higher. If we get a move back up here to these highs, and then we get rejection up here at about 8,900, then I think we're going to come back down. At least to this level here, which is going to be about 86.50, potentially all the way down here to 85 to 8,600. But we really have to hold this level, and if we don't hold this level, I do think that there is a high degree of probability that we are going to be going lower, and that this was the top. So I'm just watching this. Again, right now I'm looking at this red box for long positions, 87.50, again targeting that 92 to 9,500 level. If we break below 87.30, I would be looking to come back down here to 8,600. 8,600 is where my last my last level of defense is, for us to see another move to the upside, again targeting 92 to 9,500. And then, if this doesn't hold, then I would not be looking at any long positions, I would potentially be looking for short positions. So, as of right now, we're seeing this little move to the downside. We'll see what happens down here at 87.50, potentially coming down here to 87.35. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I'm looking for some bullish divergence forming here. We do have a little bit of this going on, so this could go for a little bit of time. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. It could be that we're just going to go right down to it right now, and then we'll see what happens there. And it looks like we are. Let's just see what happens here. We're sitting right down here at the bottom of our trend line. Let's see if we get some rejection here at 87.70. Yeah, we'll just wait here for just a moment. But while I'm watching the chart, I'll go ahead and end it because I don't have any more content for you, at least for the time being. But if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And if you want an invite to the Discord, you can throw in a comment here. You can throw me an email at mybitdoctor@protonmail.com. And wherever you are in the world, hopefully you're having a good day, good night, good evening. I'm going to go ahead and leave the live feed roll here for just a little while longer, but feel free to drop off, and I will go ahead and end the video here in just a moment. And I'm not seeing the thrust through that would really be expecting here, so we're probably going to be stuck here for just a little while longer. But again, yeah, like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. And wherever you are in the world, hopefully you're having a good day, a good night, and a good evening.